Hi, you're listening to Mind Your Business with Carla Dennis, and I am Carla Dennis. All the years that I've been in business, I have to tell you, I've seen so many business owners lose their business, make critical mistakes in their business because of lack of knowledge. I want to provide you with great tools and content so that you don't make these same critical mistakes in your business. We're going to jump right into our Mind Your Business. And our topic this week is tax planning and strategy. And this topic is so important right now because I have so many people calling the office right now talking about doing tax planning. It's the fourth quarter. It's right before the holidays. And people are waking up and thinking, what can I do to save money? And what we do to help taxpayers save money, or business owners, is we do what's called tax planning. And when people ask me what is tax planning, I like to tell you kind of what tax planning is not. Tax planning is not about going out, donating all of your money to an organization, which I think that's great if you do that, but it's not always thinking about spending money, how to lower your taxes by spending money. And I just want you to know that that's not what tax planning is about. Tax planning is really looking at your situation from a holistic perspective, looking at the prior year's taxes, your prior year financial situation, looking at your current year's situation. We're in 2014. If we don't do anything today, what does your current tax situation look like? And then it's understanding your goals and objectives. What do you want to do? What's your end game? Do you want to purchase property? Do you want to own a business? Do you want to send your kids to college? Once I understand your big picture, then from a tax planning perspective, we're now going to implement the right plans and the right strategies to get you where you need to go from a tax perspective. So it's a really bigger picture, and I don't want you to think it's more about spending money to lower your taxes. It's really about restructuring for you to get exactly what you want. And some of the benefits of tax planning, the biggest benefit of tax planning is, of course, to lower your taxes legally, to lower your taxes using the tax code. And I really want to emphasize using the tax code, because a lot of people will think, well, I don't want to do anything that's not appropriate. I don't want to do anything that's illegal, and I don't want to either. But what we do want to do is we want to use the tax code to the fullest extent. So when we think about big businesses out there that aren't paying any taxes, or they paying very few taxes, we even have presidents that are paying very few taxes, politicians, and you think to yourself, are they doing something illegal? Absolutely not. What they're doing is they are using the tax code to the fullest extent, every law, every rule that's available to both them and you, to minimize their taxes. And that's what we want for you. In terms of how do you prepare for tax planning, it really starts out with a conversation. Tax planning doesn't really start off with looking at your overall numbers. In order to plan with someone, you have to get to know them. So I want to use this analogy. For example, if you were going to go in to the doctor because maybe you had a very bad headache, when you go into that doctor's office, the first thing the doctor's probably going to ask you is, have you had these headaches in the past? He's going to get into a conversation with you about your headache. It's the same with tax planning. I want to get into a conversation with you about prior taxes. Once that is understood, then there's going to be a baseline. How do you feel today? How is your headache on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, what are your taxes looking like today on a scale of 1 to 10? Are you really good? Are you going to overpay taxes? Or are you just not going to overpay taxes? You really want to know the answer to that question, because it's so important. Once we get past that and you feel better, because a lot of times the fear of tax planning is the unknown. Once you get past the unknown of what the number could be, now you can say, now we can do some things to implement the right strategy. The doctor can tell you, now that you know you're not having an aneurysm, now that you know you're not having a stroke or a nervous breakdown, now you can calm down, and now he can give you the right medication to help you cure your pain, whatever that medication needs to be, but he can't prescribe that medication without really getting to know you. It's the same with tax planning. I can't tell you how to tax plan. or what needs to happen until I really need to get up close and personal and find out exactly what's going on. And that is crucial. So it's really about a conversation. And I'm just going to say, if you're not having conversations with your tax professionals, you're not tax planning. You're probably overpaying your taxes. The average person is overpaying their taxes of about $4,800 a year. And I don't know about you, but that's quite a bit of money to me. If I'm going to leave Uncle Sam a tip, I want to know about it, and I don't want to be overtaxed. If you just tuned in, you're listening to Mind Your Business with Carla Dennis. If you have any questions for myself or my guests, please feel free to reach out at us at 800-721-7374. That's 800-721-7374, 800-721-7374, or go to MYBUniversity.com. All right, so we're having this conversation about tax planning, and it's so important. Tax planning happens right now. A lot of people don't understand that tax planning is not from January 1st through April 15th. That's what we call tax compliance season. That's where the government is requiring all taxpayers to file their tax returns, reconcile their income with the government, pay me some additional money, or take back your refund. That's what January through April is. From May through December 31st, that's tax planning time. And that's the time that you can actually do something to lower your taxes. And one of the myths that's out there is there's nothing I can do to lower my taxes. And I'm just going to tell you that is the biggest myth. There are so many things that you can do, but you just haven't been taught. You haven't been introduced to it. You just haven't been brought into that conversation. But there's a lot you can do to reduce your taxes. Another myth about tax planning is I'm going to have to spend a lot of money in order to get my taxes down. No, we don't want you to have to spend additional monies to drop your tax bill. What we want to do is look at what you're paying every day out of your pocket. For example, life insurance, cell phone bills, things for your children that are probably helping you in your business. We want to look at your everyday expenses and figure out how to get those expenses as a legal tax write-off using the tax code. And I continue to say using the tax code because it's the law. It is what we stand by. I love the law. I study it all the time. That may be a little weird for most people, but when you understand the law, you can understand how to reduce your client's taxes. That's so important. I get a lot of questions regarding tax planning. A lot of people will say to me, well, Carla, how come my existing tax professional is not telling me this information? And the only thing that I can say to that is that people lead with what they know about. That's what their lead conversation is. I know how to reduce taxes. I know about tax planning. I've done this for a very long time, and that's what I enjoy most. I love taxes, I love compliance, but I love it more when my client doesn't have to write a big check on April 15th and they're saying, you know what, Carla, we love you. We didn't have to pay Uncle Sam. That's what drives me, the fact that clients can keep more money in their pocket. And I just want to give you a couple of stories. I mean, I've had so many people come to me frustrated after going to different tax professionals and saying to me, Carla, I was referred to you by Jim or John or whomever the case may be, but I don't think you can do anything for me. No one else has been able to do anything for me. And I had this one client who came to me, their tax bill was $48,000. That was their annual tax liability. And they came very frustrated, very hesitant, but I worked with them, and I was able to get their tax bill down to $14,000. That is a huge tax savings. For some people, it's $14,000. For some people, it could be $2,000, $3,500. At the bottom line, it's your money. And you want to keep your money in your pocket. And that's really the key is, do you feel that you are overpaying your taxes? Do you feel that there's something not quite missing? Do you feel that your tax person is not having a conversation with you? Do you feel like you don't even really like your tax person, or you don't even get to see your tax person? If you're feeling that way, I can guarantee you need to be tax planning. There's more you can do, and you need to lower your taxes, because at the end of the day, it's about how much money you keep in your pocket. If you have any questions and want to talk to myself or my guests, please reach us at 800-721-7374. That's 800-721-7374. Or reach us at MYBUniversity.com. That's MYBUniversity.com. Thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to have this conversation with you again next week. And remember, mind your business.